What's up, world? Kong here, and in this guide, we're going to be discussing how to use combat stimulants effectively. Thankfully, there's not that many stimulants to remember. The important thing to know is that they are all good in specific situations. The goal of this video is to inform you of each stimulant's effects and how to be prepared to use them when the time comes. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one we're going to be talking about is the blue SJ6 Labs stimulant. Basically, it has a 1 second delay before it increases your max stamina and your stamina recovery rate for 240 seconds. The only downside is that after 200 seconds have gone by, you will have hand tremors and tunnel effect for 40 seconds. Now, you definitely want to bring this stimulant with you if you're bringing a heavy gun like a assault rifle or a DMR. The reason being is because these types of guns will drain your stamina the fastest when aiming down sight. I'm sure you've noticed a significant difference in how long you can ADS after this latest patch. Ideally, you want to pop this when you spot enemies and right before you take your shots. You have exactly 3 minutes and 20 seconds to kill all enemy targets before being hit by the side effects, hand tremors, and tunnel effect, which will last for about 40 seconds. You need to bring painkillers with you to offset the tremor effect if you're still in the firefight. Before moving on, I'd like to make a quick note about stamina versus endurance. So if we look at the definitions, it says stamina is defined as the amount of time that a given group of muscles can perform at or near maximum capacity, while endurance is defined as the maximum amount of time that a given group of muscles can perform a certain action. So in Tarkov, stamina is part of the endurance stat. Your endurance skill has these effects: increases stamina, decreases jump stamina drain, increases breath holding time, decreases breath recovery time, and at the elite level you have 150% more stamina and 500% less time for breath recovery. So what I'm getting to is this: the SJ6 stim only boosts half of your endurance stat. It does not help with breath holding and breath recovery time. So why would I suggest to bring it with a DMR or a heavy AR? Because your stamina still regains faster and your max stamina is higher while using this stim. Now moving on, the SJ1 Labs stimulant, or the red one. It has a 1 second delay, 180 second duration, which increases your endurance, your strength, and stress resistance. Now, after 100 seconds have gone by, you have decreased energy and hydration for the next 200 seconds. The ideal situation to use this is when you are preparing to extract. I would pop this stim when I plan on being overweight. This stimulant does not help you carry more weight, at least when your strength stat is at 0. This stim is more useful for helping you endure carrying a heavy loadout. Since this increases your stress resistance, you're less likely to fracture and lose limbs while on this med. Does not mean you're invulnerable to damage, you're just less likely to be affected by crossfire, or when you jump from a decent height, you'll be able to shoulder a little bit more damage. The only issue is that you're going to burn up the rest of your energy and water using the stim, if it's towards the end of the raid. Be sure to plan on having extra food so you can stay healthy or risk dying from exhaustion or dehydration. Next, we have the etg-regenerative Green Labs stimulant. It increases your metabolism and immunity by 20 for 90 seconds. It also increases your health regeneration by 6.5 points every second, and that lasts for 30 seconds. It also increases your energy recovery by 0.5 every second as well. In my opinion, this is the trickiest stimulant to use effectively. The reason being is because its effects do not last long. The best part about this stimulant is obviously the health regeneration. You gain 6.5 points back to damaged limbs every second. The ideal situation to use this is when you take a ridiculous amount of damage in a short amount of time. Say you get hit by a grenade and live. This would be the best moment to use this stimulant. You only need about 4 to 6 seconds and your limbs will be immediately back to full health. Even if you have a blacked out limb, if you react fast enough, you'll be able to get all your health back quickly, even if you CMS. It takes 16 seconds to finish a CMS and 20 seconds to finish a survival kit. That means you have less than 10 seconds to move, throw a flashbang, or smoke, and figure out how to recover your limb. After 65 seconds, your energy recovery, health, and endurance are decreased for the next 60 seconds. Next, Zogistine, the purple lab stimulant. This increases your vitality and prevents blood loss for the next 180 seconds. This is your factory and labs combat stimulant. This is for when you plan on going hot and heavy quick. Basically, this prevents blood loss, and this could be a huge game changer if used properly. Say you're trying to get your PMC kills for Jaeger. You pop this stimulant right before you enter the office building. For the next 3 minutes, you will not bleed. This way, when you take damage, you can quick heal using AI2, not take more time with an IFAK or Salua. You can still lose limbs, and you can obviously still die. The purpose is not to worry about blood loss during battle. Now, if you have the money, I highly suggest bringing Propital with you. Why? Because when taking Zogistine, your metabolism is decreased by 5. Propital increases your metabolism by 20, and it'll help offset the hand tremor side effect from Zogist as well. But that's not all. Propital lasts for 5 minutes and increases your health, vitality, and health regeneration. So you pop the Zogistine first, and then immediately pop the Propital. Zog and its effects will completely wear off at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Your Propital will outlast the Zog, and the only thing you need to be prepared for is the tunnel vision and the hand tremors, which will occur at 4 minutes and 50 seconds after initially taking the Propital. Take the extra painkillers with you to offset the tremors again, but you'll just have to weather the storm for the tunnel vision, as there's not much you can do about that. Now, last but definitely not least, we have the adrenaline syringe. Now, this increases your endurance, strength, and recoil control for the next 60 seconds. It also, for 15 seconds, increases health regeneration. This is my bread and butter stimulant. I'm always popping these right as we're getting into firefights, or if I know I'm going to have a long trip up to the resort from tunnels. This is probably one of the best stimulants you can take because it has no major setbacks aside from draining your food and water faster. So bring extra snacks and realize you're a little bit more tender while on this stim, as it decreases your stress resistance for the next 60 seconds. You could possibly pair this up with the red SJ1 stimulant to offset the stress resistance, but you will be dehydrating and losing energy for the next 3.5 minutes. So let's take a look at our factory scenario I explained earlier. I'm trying to get these kills for Jaeger and use a silent shotgun to kill scavs and PMCs. I know I'm gonna need all the help I can get to stay alive using this shotgun. As soon as I spawn, I immediately pop both my stems as I'm close to the office building. I run up the stairs, cleared, I hear a PMC running towards the office building, throw a sick fadeaway Kobe grenade, yak the PMC, start looting his body, get shot at by the scav, kill the scav, grab gun off guy I killed, noob, hear another PMC running down from the other side, peek corner, intense firefight, you can't play me, awkward standoff, switch guns, get wrecked, nerd. All because I was healing and not taking blood loss through the entire firefight. Alright, well that does it for our combat stimulant guide. I hope you guys got some useful tips and tricks on how to use the stimulants this patch. I think they're definitely going to be way more viable than they've ever been with the new strength system, and I think the way that they're doing it with the way that the stims affect your stats, that this is going to be the way to do it. So if you guys have any questions, if there was anything in the guide that didn't make sense, please let me know in the comments below. I did my best to make sense of some of the things that weren't very clear cut, so if you guys have any questions, again, please drop them down below in the comments, and I will see you all next time.